daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.
Hello, bonjour, ciao, ni hao, privet, g'day, and wherever you are in the world, welcome to the Road to World Cup 26 podcast. Part of the Global Sports Podcast Network, the only place to find your regular soccer content on the top English Premier League teams, including your daily Premier League roundup that was now going out 7 days a week. You'll be glad to hear.
7 days
and that's how many days there are in a week. That's why it's daily. And as you're here now, you know that this is the Road to World Cup 26. And I say this every week, and I'm going to keep saying it. We are still the only regular World Cup podcast out there. I am your host, Nick Britten, and I'm joined, and I'm very pleased today to be joined because I've missed him the last few days because he's been under the knife yet again. He's got a face. He's like Hannibal Lecter. He's got a new face every time I see him. My esteemed colleague, my greatest mate, the man who knows more about football than pretty much nobody at all, Mr. Ken Davies. How are you feeling, Kenny?
I'm a little bit sore. 3-hour operation Friday night. I emerged triumphant from that. Ken Davies won, gallbladder nil. So Gary the gallbladder has gone into some kind of medical waste dump somewhere in the North Sea, and me and the gallbladder have been separated. We've done it amicably. I get access to the kids, so does the gallbladder. But we just got to go our separate ways. You know, eventually, after a long period of time, relationships just break down, don't they?
Well, I say you go separate ways, but only after he tried to kill you.
Well, yeah, that was why we had to get a divorce, really, because Gary Gallbladder tried to assassinate me about 3 months ago.
Yeah. Well, I think that's good reason. That's good reason to get it whipped out and chucked in the bin.
Thank you, Bob. So I'm back. I wouldn't say I'm on 100% form, but I'm 10%.
Well, that's about as normal. Nobody will notice the difference. We are, of course, as we always are at the moment, looking at doing deep dives into teams who have qualified for the World Cup. I'm quite excited about today because this is the team that I think has flown massively under the radar, but have finished third in their qualifying table in CONMEBOL in South America. They've got some great players. They've got a great manager. And I'm just wondering how they're going to get on and whether they could surprise a few people. I am, of course, talking about Colombia.
Like it. I like that.
Colombia, I could see you dancing along there, Kenny.
I think that's got excellent credentials for a winner of the National Anthem World Cup. That has. It's got that which we all need. It's got definitely a bit of a South American feel, so we kind of know where it's coming from, and it's got that nice little quietness down a bit, but quite jolly. Da, 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 da. And I bet Colombia fits in there somewhere. I think it's ticking all the boxes for me.
Yeah, I think it's a good one. It's a good one. It took me a bit by surprise, like the whole Colombia thing. It took me a little bit of surprise for the first time I heard it. So it's got a chance. It's got a chance of going far in the competition of great World Cups that we're going to do when everybody's qualified. We're going to do a World Cup national anthem. Let's see how Colombia get on, because I think they'll do well. Right, as always, we're going to have a look at your World Cup news, see if there's anything knocking around in the last few days on the World Cup. Ken will give us a history of Colombia in the World Cup. I will choose 5 key players. I thought this was going to be quite hard, but actually it was very easy because Colombia's got full of good players. I just didn't really think about who they might have in their team. They've got some good players. We have, of course, everybody's favourite time of the week. That's Kenny's quiz. I was thinking about when I was setting Kenny's quiz, mate, I was thinking about, because you've been poorly and you've been in hospital the last few days and you've had this operation and all that, should I go easy on you and just give you pretty much a straightforward 3 out of 3? So
that's what a reasonable person would have done, I think.
Absolutely, but nobody ever calls me reasonable. We'll have a look at the manager and see how he's going to do. And we're going to end the podcast, as we always do, guessing. I'd like to say predicting, but let's face it, it's a wild stab in the dark guess about how Colombia are going to get
I don't consider it a stab in the dark, mate. I think it's more of an incision just to kind of expand the medical theme. I think we do it with absolute precision.
Well, you've had plenty of incisions in you the last few days, so you'll know all.
Five in here at the moment. Five incisions. Five incisions.
Five incisions.
Five incisions. I'm like my own personal drive-by. It's five incisions.
That reminded me. Do you remember 19, the song by Paul Hardcastle back in the day? I thought you were going to start rapping.
If I'd had 19 incisions, I'd just be like a tea bag, wouldn't I? Honestly, there'd be water spurting out of everywhere. Honestly, I look like a dice. When I got saw my gown with the spots of blood on there, it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, that was good. That was the wrong sting anyway, but it was good. That's your player sting, but I was too quick on a button. First of all, your breaking news. I won't bother playing your breaking news sting. During the 10-day visa pre-sale draw for the World Cup tickets, more than 4.5 million fans worldwide applied for the opportunity to purchase tickets. So, Ken, there's been lots of talk in the media around nobody wants to go because it's Trump and it's America and you're not going to get in anyway, even if you do. Well,
doesn't feel like that.
Doesn't feel like that at all. And I always think there's moments in these things. Every single major competition in the world, I'm not just talking about World Cups here, Olympic Games and things like that. The media in the year beforehand is always really negative. And I remember years ago when I was at the Daily Telegraph and I went to go and cover some Olympic Games. Before the competition, you were always sent out there 6 months before the competition and essentially told to write a report about how none of the stadiums are ready and this isn't ready and it's never going to happen. And, just try and find bad things to write about. And I kind of feel that's been the case with this World Cup. A lot of it's focused on the negativity and the politics. There's also always a moment where you just go, no, this is going to be good. It's going to be fine. And I wonder if this is it. 4.5 million. And by the way, this is only the visa pre-sale. So you've got to have a visa card. I don't want to mention visa anymore. I'm giving them too much publicity here. You've got to have a card even just to take part. So, it's only the start. It's only the start. So
Great.
It's going to be
the biggest and best one ever. Because we've been there. We're the original and best podcast. We want it to be the best one.
And we still are. It's certainly the biggest ever FIFA World Cup, of course, because it is expanded. The other bit of news to bring you is some kit leaks. Now, I don't know if you've seen this, Ken, because obviously you've been otherwise detained. The England kit for next year's World Cup has been leaked. And do you know what it looks like? I'm
hoping it looks like white with a bit of blue and a bit of red on it.
Exactly that. It looks like every other England kit that's ever been produced. I don't even know why they bothered.
What were you expecting?
Something a bit jazzier. It's just white kit.
Is it boring?
No, it's just white. It's just like every other England kit. What? I mean, it's so boring that the manufacturers or the media have kind of made a point that the George's cross on the back of it has returned to its natural colours because there was there was that kind of ridiculous, and it was a ridiculous, pathetic kind of story. And I'm not even going to give it some credibility by calling it a story, but there was that ridiculous thing where they changed the colour of it last time, and it's all you're woke and you're this and you're that and blah, etc. Anyway, it's back to what it is. The Spain kit has also been leaked.
That'll look a bit better, I would imagine.
Well, that looks like a Spain kit. It's red. It's a bit different.
There is a bit of a theme developing on these kit launches.
I know.
They look like their kit.
Yeah, it's got a yellow sort of stripes down it, a bit like the old Liverpool kit of the 80s, with the...
Oh, yeah, that's grim.
It looks all right. But I've saved the best till last because France they are going to release their home and away kits, fine, but they're also producing a kind of what they call a lifestyle retro jersey. And I'm hoping that this is true and this isn't just some sort of really weird AI fake. But if it's so nice that...
I can't laugh too much, by the way, just FYI. I'm not allowed to.
That sounds like a challenge to me. Will all your various holes and incisions open up?
Honestly, I'll explode on live TV.
Oh, that's okay. We can do that. But France have kind of got this retro jersey, which is a football shirt. It's black, but it's got kind of pictures of the Empire State, the head of the top of not the Empire State, the head of the Statue of Liberty on it and all that. It is beautiful. I'm going to buy one. I'm not even French. I'm going to buy one. It's so nice. It's like
is it a sports kit? Is it like a football shirt?
Yeah, it's like a football shirt. And it's a fusion. I'll tell you how it's been described in the report I'm looking at. It's a fusion of home and away inspirations with a retro feel and a Statue of Liberty inspiration. It's so nice. So I think it's the away kit with all this stuff kind of printed on it. It's so
we
good.
should do a competition, Nick. Anybody who writes in and says nice things about us gets in automatic draw, and you can buy them one.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, brilliant.
We can do that. Yeah, right in. It's going to be, that's good. Yeah, so we're going to buy and give you away one retro France top to whoever writes in and says nice things about us. So that rules Angry Matt right out the door.
Yeah,
although, to be fair, I've got something from him a little bit later on, which I'm going to bring.
And when we say retro France kit, we don't necessarily mean this one. We mean one we can find on Vinted for £13.99.
No. Yeah, I'm not paying 39 for it. £5 at most. So yeah. Anyway, so it's lots of kit leaks. It's that time of year, isn't it? It's that time of year as we head up towards the competition. That's your World Cup news. We are now going to dive into the marvelous country in South America called Colombia. And Ken, you're going to bring us a bit of history of Colombia in the World Cup.
Bit of history, bit of form, bit of ranking. And we know how much Nick likes ranking. So, don't laugh. Don't laugh.
You said it.
Don't laugh.
And I'm just going to keep laughing, so you keep laughing, then you're going to fall on the floor in agony. That'll make me laugh even more.
I nearly did that. Right. Colombia, known as Las Cafeteros, which stands for what, Nick?
The cafeterias.
Don't be ridiculous. The coffee grinders.
I was right. I'll take it. Yes, sir.
So they started playing football around the turn of the century. It's supposedly English engineers who are working on the Colombian Railway Company got people in Colombia interested in this strange game they were playing, kind of caught on. That's really, let's be honest, how football did spread around the world. And it caught on like a house on fire. Their history of qualification for the World Cup has been, mixed, but not without interest and incident. Originally, the first qualification was 1962, went out in the group stages, and then nothing until 1990. And the 90s were a bit of a golden era for Colombia under Francisco Machorana. They got to the 1990 World Cup. They got to the round of 16. They got to the group stages in 94 and 98. So they qualified throughout the 90s. Then they had a bit of a quiet period. And then, by the way, the 90s was kind of Valderrama era. Do you remember that? Valderrama, the midfielder with the wacky hair.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Higuita, the goalie as well.
Yeah.
I mean, he was, do you remember the Scorpion Kid?
Bene. Oh, yeah. Nutcase.
Yeah, brilliant.
But fantastic.
Yeah, it was a golden era of Colombian football, that was.
It was. And then there was another golden era in 2014, 2018 under Jose Pekerman. In 2014 in Brazil, they got to the quarterfinals. And, they won 3 out of 3 of their group games. They beat Uruguay in the round of 16. They only lost to Brazil 2-1 in the round of 8. Brazil famously going on to lose the next match. By how much?
5-1.
7-1 against Germany at home in the semi-final or quarter-final. It would have been. Anyway, that was sad. Round of 18 in 2000. Sorry, round of 18. Did I have round of 18? Round of 16 in 2018. So actually, when they've qualified, they've generally, there's been a good account of themselves. Form. Now the form has been pretty good because they've qualified, as Nick said, in third place in CONMEBOL. You don't do that by accident, but it's fair to say that 3, 4, 5, and 6 all finished on the same points. So it's it's difficult to put a thread through many of those teams. In the last 10 games, which is what we tend to look at, which have all been World Cup qualifiers, they've won 3, drawn 3, lost 4. So it isn't spectacular. They lost to Bolivia, lost to Uruguay, lost to Ecuador, lost to Brazil. But in the same time, they've drawn away at Argentina. They won their last 2 games very handsomely, including that incredible 6-3 victory away at Venezuela that meant that Venezuela couldn't qualify for the qualifying playoff round. So it's been it's been a good competition for Colombia. Scored 29. They score a lot of goals. But they've conceded 18. Entertaining. They are the second most goal scorers out of the top 6. They're the second most goals conceded out of the top 6. I think we're seeing a bit of a pattern emerge there. Now, finally, Nick's favourite, the ranking. 14th currently, World Cup ranking, surprisingly high. Between 2000 and 2006, they were consistently in which place of the rankings, Nick?
4th or 80th. You're either going to say they're really good or really bad. I think they were quite high. In the early 2000s. I seem to remember Colombia being...
No, this is actually 2016.
Oh, I see. In that case, because they are cyclical as a nation. Low then, low. I'll go. I'll go 80th. I'll stay with 80th.
Third.
You swine!
Third.
You led me down a garden path there. Well, I knew they were. I did say 4th, didn't I?
Yeah, but then you gave me a face. In the thousands, I thought, here's my chance.
You just stitched me up massively.
So they were third for 3 years from 2013 to 2016.
I remember.
I can't imagine Colombia third in the world, but they were only 10 years ago. They kind of slipped back since, but the average really has been 14th. So they are where they are. They're 14th. They're playing in the Americas. They're a decent team, incredibly entertaining, very good manager, and I expect them to do quite well.
Oh, well, we'll find out exactly how you expect them to do a little bit later on. Thanks, Ken. So from the history to the present then, and 5 players who should
do I do an advert first?
At the World Cup. You or not?
It's about the advertising.
Right, minus Ken's little wrapping on top of that, we're going to talk about 5 key players. Now, I like to start with a goalkeeper, as we always do. It's a bit of a up for grabs position, the goalkeeper, I think, because we've seen the coming and the going of the Colombian goalkeeper who's been in goal for ages, and my computer's just gone down. I can't remember what he's called. That's right, yeah, David Ospina.
Ex-Arsenal, good keeper, but getting on a bit.
My file disappeared off my screen there for a minute. David Ospina. So it's kind of up for grabs, and he's still around, but very much in a kind of background advisory role. So at the moment, the shirt belongs to Kevin Mier, who plays in goal for Cruz Azul in the Mexican League, League One.
He plays for who?
Cruz Azul.
Cruz
Azul in the Mexican Liga.
Great. Carry on.
What, do you want to do better? That's actually how you pronounce it.
That's very good.
Thank you. And he is regarded as one of the best goalkeepers in the league. He had a brilliant year last year. He was the goalkeeper of the season in the league team and all that kind of stuff. He's only 24. He's 25. Sorry, he's 25.
Far, then.
Yeah, he's 25. He's the youngest keeper we've had in our goalkeepers of the World Cup qualifying teams that we've looked at so far. There's been a very general theme, hasn't there, of keepers over the age of 30. And there aren't many who are younger than 30, and he is one of them. He's only 25 years old. But he's only made 3 appearances. But he's played 2 out of the last 3, and I'm wondering whether...
He played against Argentina away. If you're playing against Argentina away, you're the number 1.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think that's... I mean, look, he's not nailed down, but the reality is he's had a brilliant league season. He's come into the team. He's played in the last 2 qualifiers. He's played away at Argentina. So that would suggest he's got the shirt at the moment.
I think
he is, however, a reasonably interesting figure. He's highly entertaining. He's highly entertaining because he's well known for his outfield skills. He's one of these proper kind of sweeper keepers. Oh, yeah. And I don't know whether you've seen this video knocking around, Ken. There's a video made of him playing last year where essentially he's playing as a centre half. So his team, when we watch England or Derby, and most of the time they just go from left back to centre half to right back, and then sort of back again. Occasionally give it to the midfielder who then passes it back. And we're all going, yeah, this is good. Let's do this for another 90 minutes. He's playing one of the centre-half roles.
Wow.
So it's not like he's behind the defence. He is in the middle of defence.
This is the future. This is the future of
And
the
they're up near
keeper.
the halfway line. So presumably the other defender's pushed into midfield to give them more bodies in there. But he's on the almost on the halfway line, just receiving the ball from the left back, pitching on. And then it comes back to him at one stage, and the team that he's playing press him, and he just like does this. This is bear in mind, there's nobody behind him. He's last man. He just whips around him, just a little sidestep, takes around one, cuts inside another, and plays the ball back to his other defender.
He'll be playing for Man City before the end of the season.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So we like him, and that has obviously drawn comparisons to the great René Higuita, he of the scorpion kick. And it's good. Dig it out. It's worth watching. He's also known to keep a figure. I don't want to say this, Ken, but I'm going to. He's also known to keep a figure of a virgin in his goal during matches.
The Virgin Mary, not just a random virgin.
Well, I know, but then you can't do the gag, can you?
Oh, right.
You can't do the joke if you just. Well, now you've ruined it. Oh, you've ruined it.
That's too much tonight. What? No, please do the joke. Please do the joke.
No, I'm not going to now because it's completely wasted. I'm moving on. He's a good keeper. Thank you very much. Good luck to you, Kevin Mier. Is it Kevin Mier or Kevin? It's
Keep going.
It's spelled M-I-E-R. So I presume I presume it's that. Yeah, I just want to be sure. Right, we're going to move up the pitch to the defence, and a player who's well known to us here in the UK is Davinson Sanchez, and he's their main centre half. He's 29 years old. He's currently at Galatasaray, but before that, made 143 appearances for Tottenham in the Premier League. He's got 73 caps for Colombia. He's their mainstay defender. Good player. He's a good ball playing centre half. He'll do well. And this is what I mean when you kind of look down. If I asked you to name like 5 Colombian players, you kind of scratch your head. You probably do one or two. But actually, when you look down the list, you go, "Oh yeah, I know all these players. I know all
these players have had really good careers at a very high level."
That's right.
And the spine of the team, particularly.
Well, that's what we're talking about now because we moved from that goalkeeper to centre half to midfield, and we're talking about Richard Rios, who's recently moved to Benfica from Palmeiras in Brazil. He is their kind of linchpin in many ways in the midfield area. Great stamina, gets around a pitch very, very well. He's fast, he's quick, he's got good skills, and very much able to play in tight areas and good use of the ball. He's good. He just keeps the ball moving. He's one of those. You see, I like midfielders who just dot around a pitch, break up play, win the ball, keep it moving. And he's definitely one of those. And that allows you the creative players to get on the ball and create. And therefore, we move up the pitch to 2 highly, highly rated attackers. One is Luis Diaz, who is currently at Bayern Munich, having moved there in the summer from Liverpool. At Liverpool, he played 103 games, and that's where he really made his name. He obviously won the Premier League with them last year, and he's very much the main man of the Colombian front line. He was only the second Colombian to win the Premier League. The first one was, any ideas, Ken?
Yeah.
No, you won't. There's no way you'll get this. You won't get this in a million years.
Repeat the question.
So Luis Diaz became when Liverpool won the title just gone, 24-25 title in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Luis Diaz was the second Colombian to win a Premier League title. Who was the first?
I was thinking it was that guy in Newcastle. But Newcastle never won the Premier League title, did they?
Are you thinking of Tino Asprilla?
Yeah.
That's what you're thinking of? Yeah, no, not him.
He was Colombian, though, wasn't he, Asprilla? I think.
Yeah.
No, I don't know that.
No, I didn't think you would. And you'll never get this. So it's Juan Cuadrado, who won it with Chelsea in 2015.
Yeah, no chance.
Last season, he scored 17 goals in the Premier League, which was brilliant. That was his personal best. And he started well in Bayern. He scored 3 in the first 4 games of his career.
Scored the goal against Argentina in the game they played there.
Well, he got 7 goals.
Good player.
I know. He got 7 goals during qualifying. So, yeah, he's definitely one. He's a good player, Luis Diaz. I was surprised Liverpool let him go, to be honest.
I know, it's a great player. But they've got an abundance of riches, haven't they?
Yeah, they have rejigged their front line, though, big time. I mean, Mo Salah's the only one who sort of stayed out of the churn of that. You remember those 3? I know we digress slightly, but Firmino, Firmino rather, and Coutinho and Salah.
Yeah.
And then Salah stayed, and then they've had Darwin Núñez, they had Diogo Jota, they had, of course, Luis Diaz. They kind of just churned him around. Anyway, good player, Diaz, and I hope he does well in Germany. And then the last one, and no talk about Colombia can really be done and completed without James Rodriguez. And you may say, blimey, is he still about? Is he still around? Because he burst onto the international scene 11 years ago. And do you remember the goal he scored, which absolutely announced him to the world? It was
what a player he is! What a player he is! I still rate him. I think he's great.
Well, he's had a really interesting career. Yeah, no, he's got a great touch. And that goal, it was at the Maracana, if you remember it, 25 yards away. Took a header on one of his teammates onto the chest, turned and volleyed it off the underside of the box.
He was going to be the next big thing, wasn't he? He was the next big thing.
Well, this is it, because that moved him, that earned him, it probably wasn't that goal. Yeah, he went to Real Madrid. Didn't really happen there. Went to Everton.
It's not really out there, is it?
Well, mate, not this year. They're doing well this year.
Yeah.
I think they're a good side this season. So, fast forward to today, well, a few months ago, he found himself at Rayo Vallecano in La Liga. And in January, he got released from there after only 4 months. And that was the 6th season in a row in which he's been released on a free transfer. 6 seasons in a row, he's been released on a free transfer. And as he went from Madrid, obviously he went to Everton, then he went to Qatar, he played in Greece, he played in Brazil. And there's very much a sense of a career kind of going absolutely nowhere. Yet, curiously, and this is what I like about him, curiously, during all of that time, he continued to play for Colombia and play really, really well. He continued to star for them, and it's really difficult to kind of balance his league form and his inability to hold down a place at any team he's played for to the point where he just got released, year on year on year, and the fact that he's still a superstar for Colombia.
Needs to try Derby County, doesn't he?
Well, yeah. I would.
Is he still unattached then? Is he still unattached? Like my
he's now back in Brazil. He's playing at Brazil now, and let's see, how long he lasts, if you like. He's 34 years old. He'll be 35 at the World Cup. He's got 118 caps and scored 30 goals. Look, everything points to the fact that if he's managed properly, he's somebody who can make a real impact. Now, whether he lasts all the games, whether he starts games, at that stage, who knows? But I think he's still got one to add. And when you look down the list, and you mentioned some earlier on, like the likes of Valderrama, the likes of Higuito, I think James Rodriguez sits in that list of great Colombian players of our time.
I think he does, and this is his swan song, and I wish him well because he's been a great player. One player that I did know, of course you all know well, is Jefferson Lerma, who played for
it was a toss-up between him or Rios. I didn't want to be too Premier League based, so that's why I went for Rios.
But Lerma's a good player, and he's been very consistent for Colombia. Colombia have got a lot of talented players. They really do.
Yeah. Well, there are two playing for Palace at the moment.
Yeah.
Jefferson Lerma is one of them. Can you name the other one?
Munoz.
Daniel Munoz. Yeah. Who's actually a real star for Palace, playing at wing back. And I kind of toyed with him, but I don't know how he fits in the Colombian team because although he's a Colombian international, he's not really been playing for them of late. So
no, he's played the last game against Venezuela. And
I looked down the team sheets for the last few games.
He played right back against Argentina. If you're in the team against Argentina away, you are in the team. And Munoz was right back for that game.
Oh, good. I'm really pleased about that. Because he's a quality player, and it'd be a bit ridiculous if he wasn't. He plays in the Premier League every single week. It'd be a bit ridiculous if he wasn't playing for Colombia. There are 5, indeed 7 players we've mentioned there very briefly. Ken, what formation do they play in? And then you can do your advert.
Really? Okay. Formation is quite a straightforward one, really. It's a 4-3-3. They are quite an attacking setup. Mia in goal, as we've said. Generally is Munoz, Sanchez, Okumi, and whoever that person is. Mercado, left back. Don't forget Mercado at left back. Rios, Lerma, Castaño across the middle, Rodriguez, Diaz, and Campas up front. Strong team, very attacking. Lerma's holding it together. Rios pushing forward. It's just it's a team full of goals. team that can leak goals, but they've got some talented players across the back four as well. So 4-3-3, expect entertaining football, I would say. That's what they've played against in the last game against Venezuela. It's what they played against Argentina when they drew 1-1 and only conceded late on. Great performance. I think that's what they're going to be playing in the World Cup.
Okay, yeah, we look forward to that. I like attacking teams in the World Cup. They'll be well suited to the temperature. They'll be well suited to the conditions. So let's see some fast-flowing attacking football. Right, Kenny, have you got a word from our sponsors?
I do, because as you know, Nick, it pays to get your team selection right. I mean, it does. And Nestor Lorenzo knows all about that. Here at Global Sports Podcast Network, we spent a lot of time selecting our delivery partner. We chose Zencastr because Zencastr makes it easy to bring your vision to life, share it with your audience wherever they may be. With 4K video recording, easy AI editing, and top-tier distribution all in one place, if you've got a story to tell, tell it with Zencastr. Check the show notes. You'll find some more details there.
Your daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.
You are listening to Road to World Cup 26 podcast with me, Nick Britten, and the newly recovered, newly gallbladderless Mr. Ken Davies.
Lazarus to his mates.
Lazarus to his mates, yep. Thanks for being with us. Thank you for making us your regular weekly listen, and thanks for making us, quite frankly, the best place on the entire planet to be genned up for the World Cup. There's
We are the most popular place to go, aren't we? If you want to be talking to your mates about the World Cup, round the water cooler, make sure you listen to us every week.
Absolutely. You can find all our episodes, because we're now on episode 28 now. They're all on Spotify, they're all on Apple, they're all on YouTube. Do find us and do drop us a line, because we're always keen to hear from you. Ken, what's the email? Because you know these emails.
Road to World Cup 26 at gmail.com. Road to World Cup 26 at gmail.com.
Yeah, drop us a line. Before we move on, one of our regular contributors has been in touch, as he is quite often at the moment. Angry Matt has been in touch. Yeah, and I just need to kind of correct something that Matt had said to us just the other week, and we covered this on the previous podcast, whereby he was lauding Ken. He was lauding Ken, saying he was the voice of reason and the voice of common sense on this podcast.
I've always rated Angry Matt's point of view on most things.
Well, then he listened to a little section around England where you said that his beloved Nottingham Forest superstar, Anderson, had zero chance of playing for England. Had zero chance of playing for England. Elliot Anderson, this is.
Yeah.
He then went on to play in those two games, which you said he wasn't going to play in at all. He started the Andorra game and was man of the match. And then he started the Serbia game and wasn't far from man of the match at all. So Angry Matt got in touch, essentially taking back.
Has he rescinded his...
rescinded, yeah. He said, yeah. And he said to me...
You're right, he is an idiot.
Ken, usually the voice of reason, in brackets, didn't expect to get Anderson 2 man of the match awards then, presumably, did he? The voice of reason? No chance.
No, he did surprise me, to be honest. To be man of the match in Andorra, it's not exactly, World Cup final, but fair enough. And the rest of them were pretty dreadful. But yeah, he did make an impact in both games. So hats off to Elliot, hats off to Angry Matt, hats off to...
The good news is that Angry Matt now recognises what everybody else has known all along.
You're the voice of reason.
I'm the voice of reason and knowledge, it must be said, on this football podcast. So there we are.
We're about to find out, aren't we? I can't do much dancing because my core
don't do
is in pain.
Yeah, you look in pain. Or that was just your dancing. I don't know.
It's a little bit of physiotherapy I'm going to do. I can't twist though.
Okay, yeah, no, don't. Right, it's everybody's favourite time of the week. Then it is time for Kenny's quiz. 3 questions lined up. Do play along at home and shout out your answers.
He's got me not to.
He's got. Yeah, I don't know what's in it. There's strange things coming out of it. I don't know what's in it. His magic pipe, which helps him amazingly come up with the wrong answers. Right, question one.
Mm-hmm.
Question one. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Colombia produces 60% of the world's supply of which precious stone? Colombia produces 60% of the world's supply of which precious stone? If you know this at home, shout out the answer to your mobile phone or your laptop or whatever you're listening to this on.
That's a great question, by the way.
Thank you very much.
I was thinking, God, coffee. No, it's not going to be coffee. Crack cocaine. No, it's not going to be crack cocaine.
I think that's what's in your pipe, but not the way you look at it.
It's crystal meth. No, it's not. That's not a precious stone. I'm going to say it's not diamonds. I'm going to say the only other one I can really think of is sapphires.
You're close on the basis that sapphire is a stone, but you're not close in terms of getting the answer right because the answer is
emeralds.
Emeralds, yeah. You know, you're too late, mate. Good effort, though. Not too bad. At least you gave me the name of a precious stone. Okay. Number two, and this is a multiple choice question. What is...
C.
What is the C? What is vallenato? What is vallenato? Is it A, a drink, B, a type of bird, C, a type of music, or D, a speciality Colombian rice and beef dish?
I'm going to go for D because that sounds like you've put the most homework into that because it involves more than 2 words. So yeah, it's a speciality meat and rice dish, famous across Bogota.
Yeah, and I knew you'd fall for it. It's a type of music. I knew if I put one in the middle.
That was C. Was that C?
It was C, yeah, it was C.
I said C at the start.
No. I knew that if I put one like little bit extra information into one of them, you'd go for it.
I have hook, line, and sinker.
You're totally hooked in there, mate. And now the last question, which I think you will get, is how many stars are on the Colombian flag? Remember, shout out at home if you know the answer to this. How many stars are on the Colombian flag?
Okay. None. It's a trick question. None.
You think I'll give you a trick question?
Is that true?
It's true, yeah. That's true.
You're such an evil person.
Well, I thought it'd be a welcome home present from the hospital.
There are no stars on it.
No, there aren't. Do you know the colours of the Colombian flag? It's a bit weird, actually.
There's 3 of them.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, the layout of it. It's not like a normal flag that's got 3 colours on it. Yeah. So they are 3 kind of horizontal stripes, but half of it is yellow. Yeah. And then the other half is cut up into blue and red. So it's kind of half yellow, quarter blue.
Yellow, red, and blue.
Yeah, but that wasn't the question. Right. So well done, mate. You got 1 out of 3 there. That's okay. That's good.
That's a very evil thing. How many stars on the flag? Like I'm thinking 31. No, 19. No. I thought, no, it's Nick, isn't it? There aren't any, are there?
Yeah, no, you're quite right. Right, okay. Now, Ken, you are perfectly placed to read out the next advert because your body is absolutely right here, right now, unique.
It is. My body is unique. And Global Sports Podcast Network has partnered with Bioniq, the world's most personalised supplements, because guess what? Your body, my body, Nick's body, but my body in particular, is particularly unique because without knowing what deficiencies you have, taking off-the-shelf supplements might mean you're probably not getting enough of the nutrients you need and maybe too many of the ones you don't. So Bioniq provides 100% tailor-made supplements designed to deliver precisely what your body needs at exactly the right levels to help optimize your health. So no guessing is involved. Click the show notes, use the code GSPN 2025. You'll get 40% off your first order. You can argue with that.
No, nobody can argue with that. I think it's a very fine deal, and and I hope your body is slightly.
I don't want my body to be any more unique than it is right now. Thanks.
Well, yeah, true. On the basis it's full of holes.
I'm just going to be taking the stuff by the handful, Bioniq stuff. Yeah. Just ramming it down there. I'm going to be smoking it.
Well, you just about smoked everything else, by the looks of you. Right, okay. Before we get on to our predictions, to finish the podcast, a quick look at the Colombian national team manager Nestor Lorenzo. There's a great story, by the way. There's a great story coming up about Nestor Lorenzo. He is an Argentinian, and he's a former footballer. He's a defender who played for Argentina. He got 13 caps for Argentina. And he played mostly in South America. But, as I say, there's a great story. At 24 years old, so he's absolutely banging his prime, in July 1990, Italian 90, he played the full game in the World Cup final for Argentina, playing alongside Diego Maradona against West Germany, as it was called in those days. A couple of months later, he got he got a move to England. Where did he play, Ken? When he came to England, who did he play for?
It's going to be a massive team, isn't it? If you just play in the World Cup final, so I'm going to go for I don't know, Swindon Town.
You swine! You knew that already. You absolute swine!
I got my own.
You've done me. To be fair, it was worth it just to see the look on your cheeky little face, Kenneth. So pleased with yourself, aren't you? You're so pleased. You've ruined. That's the second story today that you've ruined of mine. So yeah, bizarrely, having played in the World Cup final, he ended up a couple of months later at Swindon Town in the sort of third or even fourth at that stage tier of English football. It's just
I imagine he must have had a pretty difficult conversation with his agent at that point. Do you not think?
Well, how did he end up at Swindon? Do you know how he ended up at Swindon?
Well, I have got.
No, forget it. No, go away. Don't go away.
If I remember rightly, it was something about Brian Clough, wasn't
it? Right. Okay. Just shut up there. Yes. It was so. Well, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was.
I think you find it was, Nick.
All right. Go on, and you tell me, and I'll tell you whether you're right or not.
I just think Brian Clough tried to sign him for Forest and it fell over. And then I think Ozzy Ardiles went from Spurs to Swindon, and Ozzy Ardiles liked him because he was an Argentinian, and he said, "Oh, come and play for us at Swindon."
So that, ladies and gentlemen, is Nestor Lorenzo.
You think, when you're sitting there in your hospital bed, you've got nothing to do. This is the kind of stuff you can. I wish I'd done more research on Colombia. But.
I was going to say this is my bit of the podcast, and you've researched this much better than your own bits of the podcast. So when you're lying in your bed with nothing to do, you have got something to do because you're meant to be like researching Colombia, and instead all you're trying to do is trip me up by like researching my best stories.
That's great. It was great.
Right, okay, fine.
When the nurses came around and said, "What are you doing?" You're like 2 hours out of surgery. Just practicing me Colombia questions for Monday night.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go.
Well, there are worse things you can be doing. So yes, he ended up. He was a mate of Ozzy Ardiles, and of all places to end up only a couple of months after playing the World Cup final, Swindon Town, and he played. And he didn't just come for a game; he stayed there for a couple of years. His football management career has been pretty straightforward. He has coached across the levels and across the age groups at Colombia. In 2022, he was appointed the first team coach there. He's done a good game. He's done well, I think.
60% win rate.
Yeah, he's won. He has. He's won 23 out of his 38 games.
That's good going. He's only lost 5 games in 38 games. I mean, he's considered a very, very talented coach.
He is, and they are considered. I know you said their World Cup form in qualifying was a bit patchy, but they are considered one of the form teams. I was looking down a form teams guide going to this World Cup and all of that in the last few days, and they are considered to be one of the form teams of the world at the moment. Now, there's a long way to go. But we talked about Ecuador, didn't we? We talked about Ecuador and how well they're doing. They finished second in CONMEBOL. Well, Colombia finished third. And might they be dark horses to carry on and have a good run in the World Cup?
We both had Ecuador going out in the quarterfinals.
Well, we did. Let's have our feeling then, now that Ken has ruined my section of this podcast, by having a look at the predictions then. What, Ken, do you think Colombia will do at the World Cup next year?
I think, I'm torn between round of 16 and round of 8. But I think, based on what I've seen I watched the highlights of the last 4 games, it's round 8. I think they're getting to the quarterfinals. I think they're a good team. I think they're well managed. I think their first team is very good. I think once you get past the first team, you start to get to maybe players who aren't going to be at the very highest level. But I think if they keep the first team together and it continues to progress, I think they're getting to the quarterfinals.
Okay, good shout. I actually kind of went through the same thought process as you did, but maybe a round back. I'm thinking, are they going to get round of 16 or round of 32? And I think they'll get through the round of 32 okay, but I think the round of 16 is probably as far as they will go. Now, I'm going to slightly hedge my bet because we're still waiting for some of the major teams to qualify, and we don't quite know what it looks like. So there is a quarterfinal shout in there, but I'm going to go round of 16. Well done, well played. See you later, Colombia.
Good. Well, that gives us a couple that we don't absolutely agree on, which is always good news. Next week, Morocco. Get your camel out.
Marvellous. Get your camel out.
We're off to the sand dunes.
I don't know what state you'll be in next week, mate, the way you're going.
I'll be in Derbyshire.
You'll be in Morocco on your camel and full of holes.
Right. Looking forward to Morocco.
Yes, Morocco will be good. So that brings an end to Colombia. Well, not literally an end to Colombia, but it brings an end to this podcast all about Colombia. And I'll always say, I'm sincerely hoping 46 minutes after you first tuned in that you are far more knowledgeable about Colombia than you were 46 minutes ago.
I know I am.
Good. Very glad to know that, Ken, because you've done all the wrong research in all the wrong bits. So I'm glad whatever you do know is not what you should have known at the start. So thank you very much indeed for joining us, mate. It's great to see you. It's great to see you back on your feet. And,
my pleasure.
I hope
you haven't seen me on my feet, to be honest, have you? Let's be honest.
No.
They took my feet off. I know. Thanks for mentioning it. I wasn't going to mention it on the podcast about the loss of the feet.
Well, you always wanted to be footloose and fancy free, and there you are. So thank you for joining us on Road to World Cup 26. We'll see you next time. Until then, look after each other, look after yourselves. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Your daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.